Hello everyone, Shadefire here, and welcome back to Apsulov, End of Gods. This is episode 6. So once again, we find ourselves back here at the same soulstone, but last time we went into Niflheim again, and had to dodge a bunch of frost giants in order to get the next Apsulov key. Then we went back to talk to Henrik, and he strangled us to death, so that he could show off the death realm we get transported to where the spirit is, who, he tells us, is probably Loki. Now we need to go find the last Apsulov key, which is not in Niflheim, but instead in one of the other realms, at the base of the Tree of Yggdrasil, in the Well of Knowledge. So we gotta go find ourselves another route to get to Jotunheim, land of the giants. Because I guess Yggdrasil is just in Jotunheim, since it is in fact a giant tree. So to get there, we need to head through B2. No, that's the wrong elevator. We need to go to the same elevator we keep using. I think. Maybe we do need to go to that elevator. So yeah, things are coming along nicely, and we have nearly completed the Apsulov set. Okay, yeah, we need to use Henrik's clearance he gave us. And it seems like we're close to saving the world.
Don't use the Eye of Odin until the last Apsulov key is inserted.
Right. He also wanted us to obtain the Eye of Odin, which should just be sitting by the Well of Knowledge, in order to destroy the spirit's realm. Well, that one was a lot easier to get to, and you can tell we are in Jotunheim because there's just giant everything around. It's a nice change of scenery from the frosty depths of Niflheim. And we don't really need our eye on right now, so we'll leave it off so we can actually get a look at things. So I'm not sure which of these is Yggdrasil, since they all seem to be very giant trees. This is also unnerving with its sound design. Look at that giant pine cone. Now there's a solar panel here, but is it always this dark? Is there like a giant canopy blocking out whatever the sun is here? Got ourselves another power cell. Ah, there was a collectible back there. I definitely didn't get that one before. Alright. Well, here is the well. Which I didn't really get the chance to look around, but that giant skull across from us was the skull of Mimir, the guardian of the Well of Knowledge. We forgot to grab the Eye of Odin. I think it was up there. But now we've been pulled down here into this festering, suppurating hole. And this is going to be a dark episode, because down here in these tunnels, there is no light sources. Except that soul stone there, which kind of gives us a direction to go in. Honestly, I was not a big fan of this part, just because it is just basically a dank cave. I was hoping I'd get to, actually travel around Jotunheim a bit more. Let's get up here and save. like how we don't have a mission right now. Because, I mean, we don't really know where we are. We got grabbed by a giant leech thing and ended up here. And yes, it is absolutely pitch black. There is no ambient light down here. They kind of really just use little light sources like those batteries to give you an idea of what direction to go in. That. And as you might imagine, there isn't a charger down here, so we're going to need these batteries. Because we only have about a half charge right now, which is enough for one shot.
Dr. Thomas Jameson, Jotunheim Operations Supervisor, Day 3. We've been working around the clock the last 3 days to set up a lift to reach the bottom of the pit with the proper equipment. Dr. Anderson claimed that this giant hole in the ground is the well of wisdom from the myth. The remnants of the prior guardian seems to confirm that suspicion. We're setting up the elevator to get further into the pit, but I have got a bad feeling about this. I think I saw something move down there. Something big.
Yeah, we kind of saw that too. Also, does that mean there's no knowledge down here anymore? Just leeches? Though they did say the Apsulov key is down below the Well of Knowledge, so at least we're in the right place. Level 6 clearance. Not that that's going to help us right now, but it'll come in handy when we get back to the facility. So I think these are all eggs, right? These pulsing orbs. That seems like a safe bet. Well, there's not actually anything to worry about being killed by down here at the moment. Keyword at the moment. Alright, we nearly have all the power cells now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. But remember what I said in like the first episode. There's really not a lot of times where you can't just stand still and let your battery recharge for your eye. So I almost feel like it doesn't need a meter. All it really does is kind of halt your pace for a moment. Should probably turn up the brightness a little bit if I can. Of course, that doesn't always work with gamma, since sometimes gamma is just basically a filter that only the person on the monitor can see. Alright, so now we've got slightly larger leeches. Which, as you might imagine, are hostile. These are kind of our thing to avoid down here. Though we can also melt them with our blast. Because I guess they are still creatures of dark magic, even though they're pretty much just goopy leeches. Alright. I guess there is a little bit of a natural light source here. And some jumping. I think if you fall in the water here, it may kill you instantly. Well, maybe not. Maybe there's just leeches down there. Now, I wonder. We went down that pit, yet somehow there's still a crack down here that lets in light from outside. Is there like a much lower level out there somewhere? Another battery. What are we looking at? 34 batteries. And I haven't had to expend any power yet. Oh no, I say as I fall into the gap. Okay, just keep heading this way. So yeah, thankfully this section is not too long. Gonna trust that there's nothing in front of me as I go through this tunnel. It's sections like this in games that make me realize I really need to clean my monitor. Where you can see every little smudge on it. Now, I don't think this place is too maze-like, but it definitely seemed when I first played this that this area is pretty big. Like, you could get lost here if you wander off. Ooh. I thought we were detected, but it doesn't seem like it now. It was just very eager to get to that specific spot. Which, I mean, if they don't have eyes... Ow. And they don't have, like, vibration senses, how did the big one find us? Alright, it's already lost us, because it has no way to pursue. Or know which way we went. Stand here and let our eye come back and continue. As long as you're not standing directly in an enemy's path, you'll be fine. Just keep going through these convenient crouching person-sized tunnels, which are totally different than the vents. See, when I said there's not a lot of vent crawling in this game, I did not include these as vents. Even though they basically are from a practical perspective. Alright. These ones are just hanging from the ceiling by their mouths. I don't know if you can really say they're sleeping. So you don't actually need to crouch. They can't hear you, I don't think. As long as we don't bump our head on one, we should be alright. Down here. I kind of wonder what these things eat. We haven't exactly seen anything else down here. I think this room we're in is actually just a big loop, and it just goes around the outside, What light through yonder gloom? Right? There's some roots, maybe the roots of Yggdrasil. And here's our Apsulov key. As well as, conveniently, the Eye of Odin just sitting next to it. And again, for scale... compare the size of that eye with the size of, like, Mjolnir, and tell me that that makes sense, that someone with an eye that size could hold a hammer that big. Also, we got a lot of leeches after us, so let's get the fuck out of here. We got a serpentine, or leech-time? I mean, it's convenient that the big one just let us pass. And that the elevator, despite us getting attacked on it, was fine and went to the bottom without issue. And we're right back where we started. So yeah, that, let me get a view on it here. That big skull right there, that's Mimir. No idea how he died. I don't think that's in the myth anywhere. Oh no, I guess it is, but didn't Odin cut his head off and then carry it with him to provide knowledge? Alright, let's get out of this swampy place and turn on the Apsulov. It should fix everything. This is also one of the only places where you can go back out the same route you came in. They're usually inaccessible from where you land. Alright. So...
Can you hear me?
Sara?
Oh,
What's going on?
you're back. I've lost connection with Henrik. I think the spirit is taking control of the base again. Please, insert the key into the Apsulov tablet and finish this.
Well, I guess we can't go talk to Henrik because his floor is now grayed out. And this is the only elevator that connects to it. So let's head to Apsulov. I mean, we have no reason not to just listen to Sara.
Apsulov research.
Though it's maybe a little weird that she knew that we had the key of Apsulov. But let's pop this sucker in here. Perfect. We have closed the gates and everything is fine. But actually we died. I assume we just slammed our head on the wall really hard.
I extend to you the usage of this world, and this is how you repay me. By trying to destroy it and kill me. Do you really think I would allow you to do this? The 9 keys are gathered after all. The realm of Midgard is safe. There's no need for you to do anything here. Leave this world intact. I'll let you use it forever.
Well, I mean, Loki says we should leave it alone, so clearly we should do the opposite. Okay, we've charged up the spheres with destructive eyeball magic, so now let's pop them onto their slots. Up.
The Eye of Odin. No, you can't do this. Think of what you're doing. Without this world, you will end up in Helheim if you die.
I mean, yes, that sounds a bit inconvenient.
Immortal. Do you really want this to go away? Death is for feeble humans.
This place makes you immortal, except when I kill you in here. But that's only a minor inconvenience. Now, I do have 1 charge, so I could save myself if I need to. And we didn't even have to jump in the portal.
Free! Finally, I can touch this world without the help of disgusting machines.
And all of this, thanks to you. You should have seen the face of Dr. Anderson when I told him about his dead wife. Using her voice, easily manipulate a fool. 9 keys to lock the gate. No, 9 keys to remove the gate. returning the universe to the states before the gods closed it to everyone but them.
But aren't you also one of the gods?
Handed me that I, the last key to my liberation, that stupid creature was useless from the start. You think I don't know all of your little party tricks? I've been watching from the very beginning. Nothing eludes me.
Oh, we need that.
Instead, you're welcome. You have played all your cards. All of it. A complete and utter failure.
We did actually accomplish what we were trying to do. So we've been played by Loki from the start, as you might expect for Loki. We opened the doors for good between the worlds, and we freed him from his prison that he was sealed in for his little prank of, getting a god to murder one of the other gods. And he wasn't kidding. We died and now find ourselves in Helheim. But hey, at least we have two, I was going to say fleshy arms, but I guess they're not really fleshy arms anymore. And these are all our fellow recent dead people. We're dying even as we watch. Probably from all the monstrosities now roaming the world. So yeah, I thought that was actually a pretty good twist. I didn't see coming exactly. I mean, I figured the Apsulov keys weren't going to be enough, but that's kind of the point where I'm like, yeah, I like this story. So we're not quite done yet, because, well, we're dead. Obviously, that's not a great thing to be when you're trying to save the world. But we're not completely helpless here in hell. I don't know why we're not a spirit like everybody else, though. Place is pretty grand. I guess at least hell has a good architect. We may still have our menu screen, but we don't have our eye power anymore. Presumably because we've been regenerated to our standard body without any modifications. Alright, well now that we've died and gone to hell with one L, I think it's a good time to save and call it for this episode. Next time, we'll see what kind of hijinks we can get up to in the land of the dead. But until then, I've been Shadefire, and this has been Apsulov, End of Gods. Take care, everybody.